Should you buy Dead Island 2? That's the question I'm going to help you answer in this video. I'll most likely get sidetracked and go off on tangents, but I'll try and make it clear as I can. I'm thinking of doing two parts, or like chapters or whatever, to this video, in the video. One from a perspective of someone who's never played a Dead Island game, and then someone who has played a Dead Island game. I'll do the first section will be someone who's never played one, and the second will be someone who has played one. So, I don't keep comparing this to Dead Island in the first 2 minutes of the video, because that'll just get annoying. This is about the second one, not the first one. Well, the third one, fourth one, whatever. Anyway, I won't go over the story, so this isn't like a story review. I don't really know what the hell happened in the story, to be honest. I finished it a couple days ago, 100%ed it, got all the achievements. No idea what really happens in the story. I just play this for the gameplay. These games for the gameplay. If you care, I'm playing it on Series X. So, on that note, here's like a sort of generic overview of the gameplay. If you enjoy open world zombie games, then hands down you will like this. You might even love it. I wouldn't go as far as saying I love it, but I very much like it. Its graphics are incredible, locations are interesting to see, like Venice and all that. Plenty of enemies to fight. For the most part, some areas are kind of like scarce, but it just depends what you're doing. If you're running through the area, you won't obviously see that many, but they are there. The combat is awesome. It's satisfying as all hell. The details and the bodies for the zombies and that is just nuts. It's wild. It just goes into so much detail. The weapons to use are pretty awesome. I've got hiccups just now. It's real fun. The weapons to use are pretty fun. All the upgrades and blueprints you can collect. It just ties it all together, really. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do in it. Only like gameplay for only the combat, there's a lot to do. It's easy to pick up. It's not a hard game by any stretch of the imagination. It's one of the easiest games you'll play. But that doesn't mean it's going to be boring. It's a really, really fun game, and it's not boring. But it's really easy to pick up. That's probably why it's so fun. And just keeps getting better throughout the game. Because, you get like special infected, better weapons, better mods, upgrades, perks for the weapons, and you get skill cards as well, which unlock throughout the game, which is a double-edged sword, but I'll get into that later. The game crashed. Right now I've got like nearly 60 hours in it. It's only crashed once, and that was at like 22 hours in or something, and it hasn't crashed since. Obviously, that's the definition of once. Anyway, the performance is near perfect. FPS is fine. I've got it installed in internal storage because makes sense. The only thing is, when you're in Venice Beach, because of how large in comparison to other locations in the game that location is, it does drop FPS a little bit. By like, it gets noticeable. Is all I'll say. It's not like horrible, but it's definitely noticeable. If you're looking for something to get your money's worth out of, like if you're sitting there thinking, yo, I could do with a new game to crack on with, just have a good time with, you will not regret buying this game, to be honest. My answer to the question is yes, buy it. If you're looking for a game, buy it. I've lost where I am in this. There we go. If you're with everything to do in the game, yeah, you'll get your money's worth, easy. I've lost my section again. I'm looking at the other screen just now. With all the collectibles, special weapons. You can also follow clues. These are like sort of side quests. You can get clues that you need to read, little notes, and it will mention an area in another location, and you have to go there. And then there'll be a note there, and it's like a little Easter egg hunt, or whatever it's called. It's fun, it's a laugh. Which wasn't in the originals, which I like it. And the devs did a pretty cool thing where you'll enter an area that'll have a weapons box, but you'll need a key for it. That's like the special sort of weapons. And then you'll play for another like hour or so into the story, then come back to that area, because obviously it's free roam. You can just travel to whatever location you want, really, as long as you've unlocked it. And then there'll be a zombie there, a special named zombie that drops the key to that box. So there's always a reason to come and go between the 10 different locations. Apart from the sewers are ass, they're boring. That's a common thing throughout the island. Locations are tied together, so you can walk your way through, like from one location to another, or you can just fast travel, because I'm not going to spend 30 minutes walking from one location to another to check a note that contains a clue. But yeah, no, it's pretty top tier. I mean, it's an RPG, so you know, there's a lot to do in it. The combat is perfect, I would say. They couldn't have done anything better with it, I would say. It sounds like a strong statement, but yeah, I can't think of it they could have done better with the combat. From the audio design of the bones breaking and the melting flesh to the visuals of the organs, like I was mentioning, inside the zombies' bodies become invisible when you hack and slash the flesh away. You see everything. You can see their lungs. You can break their bones. You can when you cut them in half, their guts will like fall out their body. It's sick. It's just awesome. It's what you thought Dead Island 1 was going to be 12 years ago, but is here now, because we have the technology for it now. Yay. The guns handle nicely. Like, I don't generally use guns in these games, but no, the guns in this one is really worth using, because they actually handle well. It's not clunky. It's not like Call of Duty style, but you know, it works. You can get like Dragon's Breath mods in the shotguns and the assault rifles, anything really. You can put electric mods on it. There's a lot of different classes of firearms you can find, like revolvers, semi-auto shotguns. You can get a Spaz 12 in it. There's some hunting rifles and a nail gun. You know, why not, right? If you're coming up against more than a few enemies at once, you can use a weapon with high force stat, and it just knocks them all about. It's really fun. Like sledgehammers, oh my god. It's a proper laugh overall. Moving on to the skill tree section of this video. I'm talking about fast right now. It shouldn't be too much of an issue, hopefully. Hang on. Water break. Skill trees / cards. This is the only real gripe I had with the game, is the skill cards. I'll get into that later. The skill cards, it's just what they sound like. You find them and you earn them by playing through the game or doing side missions, that sort of thing. Or you just find them lying around. They give you different stats and status effects and stuff like that. I can't go into it too detailed, because I'll just keep referring back to the original Dead Island, which I'm not doing right now. But what I like about them is just the status effect. That's pretty much the only good thing about them, to be honest. They can be stacked, some of them. So some that will increase weapon damage when you maim a zombie, like cut its arm off, can be used at the same time as one that increases weapon damage when you kill a zombie. So if you maim a zombie and that maim kills a zombie, then that stacks the weapon damage. So then the next hit is even more powerful. And there's ones that will increase melee speed for maiming and killing, which is really cool. That combined with the damage one, you become an unstoppable monster. The card status effects also stack with the weapon perks, which do the same thing. The weapons, you can craft perks, which will increase like your damage or agility. I still don't know what the hell agility does, but it increases your damage, agility, weapon speed. I think I just said that, I'm not sure. And they all stack with the cards, so it really is cool to have a weapon that does base 1700 damage, and then you kill a few zombies, look at it, and you're doing like 4,000, 5,000 damage, and you're like, whoa, okay, that's cool. The next section, I should be taking breaks in between these just to like give myself a little note, but whatever. Locations / the map. Locations in the game are pretty nice. With the graphics, they look amazing, and there's a good amount of stuff to do in it. Yeah, it's like not like empty barren wastelands. There's like side quests, collectibles, safes to unlock, zombies to kill, like special named zombies to kill. But you can get like Beverly Hills, Bel Air, Venice Beach. There's the pier in California, like LA. That pier's there with amusement park in it, and there are more, but they go into spoiler territory. So they'll look nice. Better in the daytime. You can choose to go between day and night when you fast travel. There's no reason to go at night. It's just annoying. And coupled with the graphics, they're all just fun to be in. it's a nice looking game. It's not boring. It looks good. It plays well. That's all I can really say about it. Yeah. Moving on. The quests in the game. Quest for shit. No, kidding. As for them, they're I would say they're plentiful. There's a fair amount. Like some areas will have 9 quests, side quests. Some areas will have 1 or 2. It just depends on the area. Like Venice Beach has a lot because it's the largest area. And also they're not available straight away. So as soon as you jump into the game, you don't have all the like. All right, okay. I say I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to do it because it actually makes sense in this one point in the review. In the original Dead Island, any area you go to, the quests are always there right off the rip. And this one, it's not that because low key, I think the devs just wanted to make it worthwhile to go back into into other areas. So, like I said, you'll play a bit, unlock some side quests, then go to the next area, like location, progressing in the story, and then you'll go back to the first location and there'll be another quest available, that sort of thing. So it's pretty cool. Gives you a reason to, go back and forward. Beat the game yesterday, but beat is a strong word. Was it yesterday? Was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago. It was 2 days ago. I don't know. I beat the game this week, like 5-6 days after its release. Beat is a strong word because the game is easy. There's no penalty to dying, and there's checkpoints everywhere. But there's still, no, I wrote this yesterday. Okay, never mind. I'm confusing the shit out of myself. I beat the game 2 days ago, but this point yesterday when I was writing this, I had one other lost and found quest that wasn't showing up. And right here I say, which is weird, but I'll figure it out. I figured it out. The trigger for the quest was in a different location. So even though it might say the quest is in one location, the trigger for that quest might be in a different location you need to find. That was pretty cool. My god, I'm talking so fucking fast. Right, just calm down. Slow. I don't often do these types of videos, so yeah. Achievements. I like achievements. Do you like achievements? I like achievements. There's achievements tied to finishing specific side quests for characters. So once you've done the final objective or whatever, you get an achievement for it, which is nice. Then it's fully done, all good, you can move on. And at the end of side quests like that, you get weapons. Pretty cool weapons, like usually legendary weapons. And main story missions, you get skill cards, and some other side quests, you get skill cards and weapons. So it's pretty top tier. Good. Bluetooth. Jesus Christ. Blue perks. What are you on about, man? Blueprints and perks. There we go. Read it right. You get them as well as rewards. Yeah. I don't know who would get a game like this and not do the side quests, apart from speedrunners. I was low-key getting into a little bit of speedrunning earlier when I started the new game. I was like, hey, let's give this a go. Nah, one day. But yeah, that's it for the quests. They're fun, they're plentiful, there's a lot to do. Go back and forth. It's awesome. Now we move on to the issues with the game. Dambuster Studios, if anyone's listening just now, keep listening, I guess. One of the issues I have with the game is that the max level is only 30, which doesn't really matter because by the time you reach 30, you will have most of everything you need. Like all the skill. I'm only missing one skill card. I have no idea what it is or where it is. I don't care. You don't need it. I might get it for the sake of getting it, but whatever. Max level is only 30 instead of 50 or 70, whatever. A bit odd. Seems a bit short. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't affect the game in any way. You still unlock everything. Who cares? In the long term, in the grand scale of things, who cares? It is just a bit weird. As I mentioned, there's no skill tree. This is one of my main issues with the game. One of the main issues I have with the game. The skill tree isn't a skill tree. It's just the perks, the cards that you get, so you can choose different abilities and perks and that. It's cool. I like the idea of it. I just prefer a skill tree where you can earn like unlock points per level and then upgrade something or buy something in the skill tree with that. I just prefer that, to be honest. It feels more achievementy, Feels like you're achieving something, you know. You can see the skill tree fill out, and I don't know, I just like it better. And now this next thing is the main issue I have with the game. There's no New Game Plus. So if you want to play a New Game Plus, you can't. There's no New Game Plus in this game, which sucks hard. But there's a weapon storage locker where, like what I've done, hit level 30, beat the game, 100% it, got all the achievements, start a new game. In the new game you can access the weapons that I have in my main save. However, all those weapons are level 30, and I'm level 4, so I can't use them. However, for the second time, you can just offload a bunch, like in my main save I have like $500,000, buy a bunch of weapons, chuck them into the storage, launch the second game with the low level character, grab all the weapons and sell them, and you have unlimited money to an extent. So that's not bad. I'd still rather have a New Game Plus, because I love New Game Plus, and the other games had New Game Plus, so you know, just saying. Hopefully they add it in. I don't know, there's like some kind of expansion thing coming out, so maybe they'll add it in like in God of War Ragnarok, I don't know. That being said, the locker only takes like 30 items or something. I'm trying to figure it out. It's 30. It's not more than 36, but it's not less than 20. Is all I'm saying. But most of the weapons you'll have stored are weapons like legendary weapons and named weapons. If it's a named weapon, like the Jade Slayer or whatever it's called, there's like a sword called that. You can't sell it and you can't scrap it. You can drop it, but why would you want to drop it? You can't get it back. It's weapons you can only get once throughout the playthrough, so you're going to keep them in the storage locker or on your person. So if you're stacking your storage locker with a bunch of legendary weapons that you don't want to, you know, lose, then you won't have much space to throw in items for your second character. Whatever. I think they should have just done it differently in that way, because the original Dead Islands had, I don't know, like 50 slots or something, 100 maybe, I don't know, a lot of slots they had. Anyway, moving on from like referring to the old Dead Islands. Scrap in the game, like crafting materials and all that, you can't drop it. I mean, you can. No, what am I talking about? Not scrap. What is it? No, scrap. You can't drop it. You can't drop scrap. You can't drop crafting materials, and you can't drop medkits. Which, when you're playing online, like I was the other day with my friend, is a real pain in the ass. Because I was like one adhesive away from an upgrade, and I was like, "You got any adhesive?" And he was like, "Yeah, I've got like 20." I was like, "Cool, can you drop me one?" Nope. Oh well, rip. And he had like full health. I was down at like half health, and I was like, "Got any medkits?" And he was like, "Yeah, I've got 5." I was like, "Cool, I've got 0. Can you drop one?" Nope. That's kind of a pain in the ass. Again, the originals you could drop it, and Dead Island 2 you can't. Again, these are issues that aren't going to be an issue for the first time player of this game, or the Dead Island franchise, so I'm getting carried away with this. Moving on to the final summary, I'd give it like an 8 out of 5 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10. That's what I'd give it. 8.5. I was flipping between that and 9. 9's a bit high because of the size of the maps. But I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10. Yeah, definitely. I'm actually going to make a second video of the comparison of this game to Dead Island and Riptide, because I've just realised how long this is going. So hopefully you enjoyed this review of Dead Island. My answer to the question, should you get it? Yeah, you should get it. If you're looking for a game to play, get it. It's a really good, fun game. It's just a laugh. Not hard, not challenging. Well, challenging enough that it's not boring. Really hit the sweet spot with that. The devs did a real goddamn good job of it. And yeah, it's worth the wait. Well, maybe not worth the wait, but you know, great game. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want. And I'm going to do a playthrough in this game at some point. Bye.